This is Andrew with AndroidCentral.com, and we want to give you a look at Tweedle for Twitter. Tweedle has been around for some time now, but may not be at the top of everybody's head when you're asked to list some of the more popular Twitter clients. Make no mistake though, it is certainly right up there with every other high-end Twitter client or well-known Twitter client in terms of functionality and cleanliness and just overall appeal. And it has just pushed over the 500,000 install mark in the Play Store. So we just wanted to take some time to give it a little walkthrough. So you have your very basic Twitter timeline that's all scrollable. They have pull to refresh, and you have your mentions and DMs over here as well. Instead of a regular settings menu over in the slide-in panel, they use the slide-in panel just to use switch accounts, which is fine by us. It's just their choice to do it that way. They instead hide the settings behind your regular settings menu. You of course have your profile in here with all of the regular things. You can show more, and you can edit everything. Shows your tweets and following and followers. But where the real fun begins with Tweedle is in the settings, because it's highly configurable from an appearance standpoint. Under the theming section, you can go with some of the different themes. They have one that makes it look just like the Market or Google Play. They have a light theme, it's just kind of a grayscale, a dark theme, and then Eco, which is all blacked out, darker than the dark theme. So you can also configure, if you happen to know the color codes that you want, you can configure it completely manually. So you can change what you want your base design and what the action bar to look at, and then you can turn on and off avatars, and you can change all of the colors on your own. So you could start to just kind of dink around with it, or maybe you know the color codes that you want it to match the theme of your device or something of the sort. You could seriously configure this so that your interface of Tweedle looks like nobody else's. Other improvements they have is they have a toggle to turn on SSL encryption, and then they have very granular notifications control, so you can turn notifications globally on and off, but then when you tap into one of the accounts, which is account specific, which may be very important for multiple account users, you have your timeline. You can turn on background updates just for background syncing for the timeline, and then you can also turn on instant push notifications when you're on Wi-Fi. So maybe you want a slower polling interval when you're away from home, and then you want instant updates when you're back at home on Wi-Fi. You can of course edit the notification sound, and then what you want the update frequency to be all the way down to 1 minute, and there's a whole bunch of options, which is really great. You can also change that for mentions, so say you don't care if your timeline updates that often, but you would prefer if your mentions would poll every 1 minute or have instant notifications on Wi-Fi. That's really nice, especially if you're following a lot of people and you don't really care to have the battery and data usage used to pull down all of your timeline. You can also do the regular work of muting, adding filters, and user mutes. But really what it comes down to is that Tweedle is extremely smooth and easy to use, and with the customization options you could really make it your own. Although I happen to think personally that it's quite attractive in its current default status. You have your regular search here that returns results for users and tweets, topics, and then you also have your regular interface. It shows the account picture of the account that you're going to be tweeting from, and your regular send location, add image, and capture a photo. Your counter also decreases from 140 there as you go. But it's really certainly worth a look if you've been browsing around and looking for a different Twitter client. Tweedle is been around for a long time, but you may not have heard of it before, so there's no better time than now to take a look.